What is going on, everybody? Tyler Brand back here with another video, and we are on day 2 of draft week. It is Tuesday. The draft is really just 2 days away now. Every day we're getting just more and more juiced about it. I'm excited to, look forward to some sort of sporting event. Again, we talked about it on Monday, but it's nice. It's just a good week to be a sports fan with no live sports. Like, I mean, that's really the best way you could say it. So today we are going to talk about a draft prospect. We're not going to talk about, probably a day 1 draft pick. Maybe he's a day 2 draft pick. But it's going to be a quarterback prospect, not Jordan Love, not Justin Herbert, not Tua Tagovailoa. We're going to be talking about the Florida International University quarterback, James Morgan, someone the Patriots have visited with a few times over the draft prospect, or at least had FaceTime meetings or some sort of meetings with him a few times over the draft prospect, and they have definitely done their due diligence with James Morgan from Florida International University. Okay, so unlike Jarrett Stidham or any of the other, bigger name guys that we've talked about just in general, he was not, a high school phenom coming out. He was not, an all-world player coming out. He's a 3-star prospect leaving high school, and he decides to start his college football career at Bowling Green University. He is originally recruited by Dino Babers, who leaves to go to Syracuse, who's done a great job there. So Babers leaves the program after recruiting James Morgan, and in 2 seasons there under Mike Jinks and the air raid offense, Mike Jinks is currently not employed by Bowling Green anymore, but after 2 years under that, in 2016, in 11 games, he goes 183 for 326. He completes 56% of his passes for 2,082 yards, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, a 116 passer rating, and Bowling Green that year is 4-8. That's very bad. Let's just be honest about it. 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. It's not very good. Bowling Green is a bad school in a mid-major conference. It's just not pretty. Then you fast forward to 2017. In 7 games he played for them, he was 96 of 212, 45 completion percentage for 1,260 yards, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a 102 passer rating, and it gets even worse. It's 2-10 this year. So it's just bad. It's Mike Jinks isn't a good coach. Bowling Green isn't a good university. The air raid kind of offense that Jinks runs just isn't very good. And it's just ugly. It's a lot of ugly for James Morgan until he transfers to Florida International University under Butch Davis, former college football personality and player. And he ends up transferring to Florida International to play for Butch Davis, where his career starts to turn around, and he really starts making some headway in the, college football programs and the college football landscape, and he kind of really starts to, create a little bit of buzz for himself in the last year or 2 of his career. So back half of his college football career, he again transfers to FIU with Butch Davis. His offensive coordinator is Rich Skrosky. And it's a more balanced offense. It's a more balanced attack. In 2018, he's 213 of 326. That's a 65 completion percentage. Already marked improvement from Bowling Green. He throws for 2,727 yards, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a 157 passer rating. And this FIU team is 9-4. So they are a good team. They become bowl eligible. And it is, again, a marked improvement for James Morgan once he's in a balanced offense that's committed to putting him in situations to succeed rather than just winging the ball around the field for, 60 minutes. So then you go to his senior year at FIU, again with the same staff and everyone in place. And he's, in 2019, last season, 207 of 357 of 58 completion percentage, a 2585 passing yards, 2,585, 14 touchdowns, a little step back, 5 interceptions, a 128 passer rating, and FIU kind of takes a step back. They go 6-7, but they still are bowl eligible, and he does end his college career at the Camellia Bowl versus Arkansas State, 22 of 38. That's a 57 completion percentage, 312 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, and a 125 passer rating. So you kind of put a bow on his college career. Was he great? No, not by any stretch. He wasn't great coming out of high school. But clearly, the Patriots aren't the only team that we're looking at him. He's invited to the Combine, and he's got a little bit of draft buzz around him. So all of a sudden, maybe this kid James Morgan can play. And let's check out how he does in the scouting combine. So some of his pros and cons coming out of the scouting combine. He is a tough, competitive player. He has a low sack total in his career in college, and that's considering playing on some not very good teams. He gets the ball out quick. He has a very quick release, and he can get the ball downfield. He has an NFL caliber arm, and he can move the ball without getting hit, and that, I think, is something that a lot of teams like to see. You know, if you have a release that is that good, you're definitely going to turn a few heads. The hand size, you know, for what it's worth, he has above average hand size, and he can absolutely zip a ball in between defenders. Although he does lack touch, but when he needs to get the ball out, he has that quick release, and he can throw it on an absolute seed to a guy if he needs to throw it to him. However, he is a late day 2, early day 3 pick. That's what people ranked him as. So there is definitely a little more negative than there is positive. You know, he has trouble getting into a rhythm. He has trouble going through his progression. He doesn't always get through every level of his progression. He doesn't always throw receivers open. He doesn't put it where they need to get to. He tries to, you know, put it where they are, and that could get him into a little bit of trouble. He's got a fumbling problem. That's not great. He's very easy to read. A lot of safeties read his eyes very easy. He telegraphs his throws. And again, you know, going back to zipping the ball out, he throws a very hard, very fast ball, but it just lacks accuracy, lacks touch, and I think that's more of a knock on him. So there's a little bit more negative than there is positive, but the things that are positive about him are very, very good and could be very good at the next level. So to kind of wrap all this up, the Patriots aren't the only team that have done their due diligence on James Morgan. He's been kind of on a few teams' radars. The kid can wing the ball with anyone. He can throw the ball around the yard. He lacks touch. You know, he telegraphs his throws. He doesn't do a lot of things very, very well, but I think he's very groomable, and I think that's why New England does like him. I think they are very, very inclined to take a flyer on him on day 3. I'm very intrigued to see if he is there day 3. The way quarterbacks are projected to go off the board, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a run on quarterbacks in the first round if he's taken on Friday night. But I think it's interesting. I do. And I think, you know, judging on where the last few New England guys were taken, Matt Castle, Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy G, hell, even Tom Brady, there's definitely a lot of good to find in those late rounds if you just know what you're looking for and you find the right guy. Do I think that James Morgan's going to be the next Tom Brady? Absolutely not. But I do think that you can bring him into camp. You can have him compete for a starting job in competition that, to me, is hopefully wide open. Although, again, people continue to report that Brian Hoyer is going to be the starting quarterback. I don't necessarily think that the Patriots have made that decision in April. I think that's absolutely blasphemous to think that, you know, they would make that decision now. But I think you can bring him, James Morgan, into camp, compete for a job. He does a lot of good things well. And it's going to be very interesting to see, you know, what they do day 3, especially addressing the quarterback position. Who knows? I mean, like we said yesterday, they may even go crazy and trade a bunch of assets away to go get some guy in the top 10. We'll see. You know, only time will tell. But that is going to do it for this video today. We got more stuff coming. Again, the draft's on Thursday, so we definitely got more stuff to crank out this week. And I can't wait for draft night. I'll be very active. Remember, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at the Tyler Brandt or Tyler Brandt on Facebook. And, you know, buckle up, folks. Draft night's 2 days away. Let's get it. And I'll catch you on the next video.